I've been thinking a lot lately about how we all strive for perfection, myself included. I always want the perfect shot, the perfect lighting, the perfect composition, but it rarely turns out to be like that. And honestly, that's okay. Wabi-Sabi is a Japanese concept about embracing imperfection, the passage of time, and the natural cycle of life. Today, we will explore how embracing this mindset can transform the way how you capture the world and improve your street photography. So, let's get to the video. Wabi-Sabi is composed of two characters. Wabi meaning subdued and austere beauty, while Sabi means rustic patina. Wabi-Sabi encourages mindfulness and to embrace the present moment. This can lead to a more spontaneous approach. You'll start noticing the subtle details, like the way how light falls onto an object, or how the environment interacts with the subject. Capturing fleeting moments of change or decay can create a striking, meaningful image that reflects upon life's transience.
What's going on, guys? So today is our first day in Kyoto. We'll be here for like 3 days. We're heading up to Kiyomizudera today, and we're gonna rent some kimonos and we're gonna take some photos. It's gonna be my first time wearing one, and I hope the shoes are going to be comfortable and I'm going to be able to bend down, but I really don't think so. So let's see how that works out.
Kay and I got changed into our kimonos, and while they look absolutely stunning, trying to film and take photos in them is actually really difficult. Even though we were literally walking like a caterpillar, it didn't stop us from trying to take any photos. At that moment, we were so excited that the first thing we did was to take portraits at a nearby hill going toward Kiyomizudera. I was only able to bring one lens, and in order to capture as much as possible, I decided to bring the 24-70 GM2. The flexibility of the 24-70 focal length ensured me that I was going to be covered for 90% of my shots, while having to worry about whether I was too far or too close to my subject. Instead, I have more time to visualize and capture the feeling of what is in front of me. Rather than worrying about what shots I was gonna get, I decided that today I was gonna let the shots come to me instead. There was no rush to take any pictures that didn't feel right. Rather, I was gonna live in the moment, enjoying my food, taking into sight the sounds and emotions of my surroundings, only bringing out my camera when the mood feels right. Kiyomizudera is a busy place after all, and it can be quite difficult to get a good framing. Honestly, today was so beautiful, it was hard for me to resist being a shutterbug. But I was still waiting for the right moment. Once we got to the top of Kiyomizudera, there was a beautiful blooming cherry blossom. It was right there I saw the perfect moment, the perfect lighting, and the perfect mood. I took this shot of Kate, and not only did it show the beautiful cherry blossom, it also showed Kyoto's cityscape and even the iconic Kyoto Tower. Here are some other shots I took by trying to focus on the moment. Good morning. So today is our second day in Kyoto. We're planning to go to Uji and hopefully Philosopher's Path. Uji's known to be the capital of matcha, and there's a lot of interesting architecture there. And I'm hoping that if we're able to get to Philosopher's Path along the way, we'll be able to see a lot of cherry blossoms as it's currently peak bloom, but it might be towards the end of it and all the blossoms are falling off and get to be green. So hopefully if we get there, it's gonna be quite nice. Right now I have my 24-70 on my camera, and for taking casual street photography shots. Wabi-Sabi emphasizes simplicity, removing the unnecessary to focus on what truly matters. In photography, that means stripping away distractions and highlighting the essence of your subject. Uji is a small town in Kyoto. Most buildings are built low, providing an almost symmetrical amount of negative space between the ground, building, and sky. This made most of my shots naturally minimalistic by eliminating distractions that would normally be created by either a busy street or a tall building, making the amount of negative space unbalanced to the ground. While Uji is a small town, the amount of matcha that can be found here is anything but. I wish I could show you how amazing the town smelled like sweet matcha, as many shops are producing the popular tea. Even the noodles are made with matcha here. Before we head to Philosopher Path, our last stop is the Keihan Railway Uji Station. The design of the station is unique compared to other stations in Japan. By using simple geometric shapes and concrete, the station creates a look that is almost futuristic. Whether it's a lone tree in a barren field or a single drop of water, embracing minimalism can lead to stunning photos that speak volumes with just a few elements. Nature plays a big role in Wabi-Sabi, as it's constantly evolving and displaying both beauty and decay. Photographers can use the philosophy to explore natural subject in new ways, paying attention to textures, patterns, and imperfections found in plants, rocks, and landscapes. These elements often create more intimate and poetic shots, telling a richer story than a perfectly composed, manicured one. At Philosopher's Path, we were surrounded by an arch of cherry blossom. Unfortunately, it was nearing the end of the season, and the trees were already turning green, but nonetheless, the sight was beautiful. What we didn't expect to see was that there were so many cats on the path being taken care of by the locals, and while we didn't get to see the cherry blossoms in full bloom, it was pretty nice to see that the cats were being well taken care of, and in its own right, it was well worth the trip. So we just finished exploring Philosopher's Path. Unfortunately, because it's the end of sakura season, most of the sakuras were green and unfortunately able to get a really nice pink photo. But we did see a lot of cats and that made my day. Probably the most important aspect of Wabi-Sabi is seeing the beauty in imperfection. In photography, this means you don't have to chase the perfect shot every time. Instead of focusing on flawless symmetry or pristine landscapes, you can find beauty in the worn out, the weathered, or the unfinished. These flaws often add character, tell a story, and evoke a deeper emotional response. Incorporating Wabi-Sabi into your photography invites you to shift your perspective. By embracing imperfection and the beauty of a moment, you can create a more expressive, meaningful, and captivating image. So the next time you pick up your camera, try letting go of perfection and see how the world looks like through the lens of Wabi-Sabi. Sometimes the best photo comes from the little imperfections, the unexpected blur, the messy background, or the moment that wasn't planned. It's like life itself. We spend so much time trying to control everything, only to realize that the beauty lies in the things we can't control. Maybe it's in those flaws we truly find the magic. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help the algorithm so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.